We are on the Makulilo Scholarship Show. Today we are going to talk about recommendation letters as one among the important requirements for the application for scholarships. In the previous shows, we talked about English proficiency as one among the ways to prove that you are capable of undertaking studies in English language in the countries which you will be going to pursue those studies. In another show, we talked about the statement of purpose as why you want to pursue that particular study and why the funders should give money to you so that you can go and pursue those studies. So in today's show, we'll be talking about recommendation letters. These letters are the most important in application process. When you apply for the scholarship or admission to any university, they will ask you to submit minimum of 3 letters as recommendation so that they can know your capabilities. And usually, not everybody is allowed to write recommendation letters. Recommendation letters are supposed to be professional, not to be written in a personal basis by your family, friends. Those are not supposed to write the recommendation letters because they will be more biased, basing much on the family basis, friendship basis, and more personal. And recommendation letters are supposed to be professional. So who are supposed to write these recommendation letters? I divided these 2 groups who are supposed to write recommendation letters. The first group are the people who are related to your education background. These are the professors at the universities who are supposed to write and show that you are capable of understanding different subject matters, you are capable of articulating them, you are capable of writing independent papers. So all in all, the universities and the scholarship funders want to know your education background and capability. So professors are the ones who are supposed to write. And another group who are supposed to write these recommendation letters are the people who you are working, the organization you are working, the company you are working with, the university, if it is a university, if it is NGO. Those are the ones supposed to write. Employers in general. These employers, they are supposed to write something which show your capability in working field. They want to know what are your professional experience in your career. And again, for professors, they will write about your education capabilities. So if you combine both education capabilities and your professional experience, these are the main 2 things which are required for recommendation letters. When we start to open the show, you saw 2 websites, and those websites are both related to recommendation letters. So if you go to this link, one is recommendationletters.org and another one is lettersofrecommendation.net. If you go in those 2 websites, we will help you to understand what are the recommendation letters and what are the advice they are giving you, what things are supposed to be included in the recommendation letters, and what mistakes recommenders are not supposed to write. There are things recommenders, when they write, they put you in a risk. That means it is very difficult to be considered for application which you are applying. When, let's say, you have first class, your GPA, general point average, you are very smart, but when a recommender is going to say, for instance, this person is bogus, was cheating while he was doing his bachelor degree at my university, automatically you will not be considered. So recommendation letter is a single important factor whether or not to be considered for the admission and later for consideration for scholarship. recommendation letters are usually supposed to be written in two modes or two ways of submitting the recommendation letters. There is online way and there is using paper way. In the online way, when you are applying for the particular program, in the online form, there is a certain place you're supposed to write what is the name of your recommender, status of recommender, whether it's a professor, whether it's let's say is someone working in your organization as director, assistant director, or is a principal in your school. And then you're supposed to write the email address of that particular person. Then they will forward the important information for that recommender to write the recommendation. And another way is you have to write recommendation. The recommender is supposed to write a recommendation and then send it through postal way. So if it is through a postal way, make sure that don't wait until the few days before the deadline, because you never know what is happening to the postal way. Maybe there is public holiday or there is any technical delay. You'll be laid out of the system because you are applying, your recommendation has arrived at the last minute. So make sure that if you are applying for you are writing a recommendation letter through a normal way and send it through the postal way, make it you apply as soon as possible. Give more than 3 weeks in maximum to send that recommendation letter. But again, whether it is end of the month, make sure you are speaking in detail with your recommender. That means you can give your background in education, even if it's your professor. Maybe someone has taught you just one subject and you didn't perform very well, but if you give your transcript to your professor and you can look on your transcript, and then if you have been writing some papers and just give those papers, then you can know what is your capability. And again, talk in detail in a personal way to explain in detail what is your plan in the future, so that when your professor is going to write a recommendation, is writing in the basis of academic experience that you are capable of writing this 1, 2, 3. But in your future, what is your program? You are planning in the future, let's say, to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and that recommendation will refuse your objective after pursuing those studies and your personal background in education. So professor will be in a very good position if knows your plan, why you are applying those programs, and also can see your credentials. Then you'll be in a very good position. Also, if someone is going to recommend you is in your working environment, let's say is your supervisor, make sure the supervisor understands why you are applying, what is your plan. All those are the things which are supposed to be included in recommendation letters will help you. And how many recommendations are supposed to be submitted? Many applications usually require 3 recommendation letters. But whether they require 1 recommendation letter or 3 recommendation letters, I advise you to submit as many as possible. Make minimum 5 recommendation letters or 6 recommendation letters. Let's say if they need 3, just make this mathematics. Take 3 recommendation letters from your working area and 3 letters from academic area. That means professors of different subjects or your advisor in the academic field will be writing something, and the people in the working environment will be writing something. So if you have 6 recommendations, it will be, you will be in safe side, because the people who will be evaluating will be in a position to understand in detail from different people what is your background and what is your objective. And if they relate to what you wrote in your statement of purpose, automatically be a very best candidate. I assure you, if you follow the procedures, you will be someone to win the scholarship. But if everything you take it not as serious, that means you are playing with your life. Make sure you take it serious, everything in a recommendation letter. A single factor can lead to not to be granted a scholarship. Remember, given a scholarship, it is beyond applying for a job. because people are giving you money just for your personal development. They are giving you money just to sit down and study. They don't give you money so that you can go to do something in their organization. So make sure that you apply and become a very strong candidate, a very competitive candidate, because not only you alone who is looking for scholarship money. There are millions of people around the world are also looking for that scholarship money. So don't let be out of the game because of the technical mistake. Thank you very much. I kindly ask you again, go to visit my website www.makulilofoundation.org, or go to Makulilo blog, which is makulilo.blogspot.com, or go to the scholarship forum, which is www.scholarshipnetwork.ning.com. Thank you very much and enjoy the Makulilo Scholarship Show. Goodbye.